Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. This bulletin is live on Joy 99.7 and Hits 103.9 FM here in Accra. We are on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com, and affiliates in all 16 regions of Ghana, including Kekeli FM Ho, Bishara Radio Tamale, KTU Radio Kofodia, Oil City Radio Takrade, and Castle FM Cape Coast. We are live on X Spaces, Facebook, and YouTube. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up, 2 persons injured in fresh attack on commercial transport carrying passengers from Bogotanga to Tamale after gunmen opened fire on them on the bus last night.
I saw 2 tires on fire in the middle of the road, so I stopped. There I heard gunshots. But first I thought because we are in the Xmas mood, I thought people were making fun. There I heard gunshots again.
Asantane calls for firm government action in the reconciliation and enforcement of the Bawku mediation report as government prepares to issue an official statement on the matter.
The government must enforce the laws and deal sternly with any person challenging the lawful authority of Abugra Asoga. This is critical to the restoration and maintenance of peace in Kusasi traditional area.
Also in this bulletin, parts of Accra engulfed by filth as waste collection companies say they can no longer operate efficiently because government has failed to clear arrears owed them for more than a year.
Honestly, this question rather has to go to government to find out why up to now we've not been supported. Cannot testify that when it comes to the communities and our facilities and our surroundings, there's so much to desire.
We have details of that coming up shortly in sports.
Ghana is set to host Africa for the 2026 Senior Athletics Championships in May.
And much later, Ghana deploys contingents of soldiers to Jamaica to support reconstruction efforts following the widespread devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa.
This deployment reflects Ghana's solidarity with the people of Jamaica and our shared history, values, and bonds within the African Caribbean family.
We have more as President Mahama officially bids the team farewell. And later, with just 9 days to go, excitement is steadily building ahead of the Joy FM family party in the park. Slated for Boxing Day will be live at the Obri Botanical Gardens to gauge preparations ahead of December 26th. These and more with me, Ofori. This is Joy News, independent, fearless and credible. Now, 2 persons have sustained injuries following an attack by unknown gunmen last night near Walewale in the northeast region. The incident occurred while a vehicle was traveling from Bogotanga to Tamale. The victims were injured during the attack and are currently receiving treatment at the Walewale hospital. Here is an eyewitness.
From Boga, and because we didn't get enough passengers in Boga, the VVIP here invited us that we should come for top-up. The bus was full and we have moved going towards Tamale. So on reaching the hilltop there, the outskirts there, then I saw 2 tires on fire in the middle of the road. So I stopped. There I heard gunshots. But first I thought because we are in the Xmas mood, I thought people were making fun. There I heard gunshots again. Then the last one that they fired entered the bus and hit my brother's head. So what I did was I opened the door for everyone to run for her or his life. So I also made my way through the bush. I came across and then entered the road here and reported to the police, to the hospital. Why even I didn't know that the police had taken me. So later I came here and found him lying down. It was some few minutes after 6 o'clock. Yes, it was few minutes after 6 o'clock. Ransford James Nyan.
Well, the circumstances surrounding the shooting incident remain unclear, and security agencies are yet to release details on any arrest or the motive behind this attack. Now, the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II has called on government to take firm action in the implementation of the recommendations of the Bawku mediation report. This follows an official presentation of the report to President John Dramani Mahama at the Jubilee House yesterday, with the Nairi overlord of Mamprugu which the Nairi, the overlord of Mamprugu, has rejected today. Now, first, listen to the Asantehene on some key findings and recommendations of the report.
I have, from the inception, restrained both governments from effecting the arrest of Mr. Saidu Abagare out of respect for my brother, the Nairi. The final resolution of the Bawku matters requires that Mr. Saidu Abagare be recalled to Nalerigu by the Nairi to be reassigned to play another traditional role at the palace of the Nairi, assisted by the state. Alternatively, he may choose to stay in Bawku as an ordinary citizen of the community, but not to pose as Bokunaba. The final recommendation, Mr. President, I recommend that my brother, the Nairi, accepts the laws as presently constituting Siguri Abugurabu Azoka as the chief of Bawku and head chief of the Kusasi traditional area. We chiefs, no matter how exalted, do not live above the Constitution of Ghana and the laws duly enacted and affirmed by the courts. Accordingly, the laws which recognizes Asigri Abuguragu Azoka must be enforced by the government of the Republic of Ghana until changed in accordance with the 1992 Constitution or reviewed by the Supreme Court of Ghana.
Well, as part of the recommendations, the Otumfuo also wants government to be firm in the reconciliation process to bring lasting peace to the area.
The government must enforce the laws and deal sternly with any person challenging the lawful authority of Abugra Asoga. This is critical to the restoration and maintenance of peace in Kusasi traditional area. I wish to thank you, Mr. President, and your predecessor for reposing such confidence in me and tasking me with the mediation of this conflict with a view to finding a lasting solution. I also want to thank the Nairi and the Bokunaba for their efforts relative to this mediation process. The various chiefs or heads of various communities whom I met in the area who also participated in this endeavor deserve positive commendation.
Meanwhile, President John Dramani Mahama has promised that government will issue its official position on the report by close of day.
I'm pleased that Otumfuo's mediation has come to an end and that he has presented a report, and I can assure him that government would look at this report, and within the next 24 hours, government will issue a statement on its definitive position on the report.
Now, Ghana has deployed troops from the 48th Engineers Regiment to support Jamaica's reconstruction efforts following the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa. President John Mahama, at a parade held a moment ago, formally bid farewell to the contingent. Last month, the government presented relief items to victims of the ongoing war in Sudan, as well as to communities affected by Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica and Cuba. Presidential Affairs correspondent Maxwell Adbaba joins me with more. Maxwell, what else has the president been saying?
Yes, Bill. So after the destruction of the hurricane, President Mahama says Ghana dispatched humanitarian assistance to Jamaica and Cuba and to other people, in Sudan. This humanitarian assistance, this latest one, is coming on the back of that. President Mahama says Ghana understands the pain of natural disasters and the long road to recovery. He says today's gesture reinforces Ghana's commitment to humanitarian response and disaster recovery. He reiterated that this mission is not a combat mission, it is a mission of compassion, skill, and service. And he says after we dispatched the first batch of humanitarian assistance, he said he made a phone call to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, who stated that one of the assistance that they will need is in the reconstruction of the country. And he said this latest gesture comes on the back of that request.
After the destruction of the hurricane, Ghana dispatched humanitarian assistance to the friendly people of Jamaica and Cuba, and also to the displaced people of Sudan. This humanitarian assistance included food aid, locally produced Ghanaian rice, blankets, mattresses, plastic buckets, medicines, and other such accoutrements. Ghana has consistently stood for international solidarity, humanitarian assistance, and global responsibility. Our nation understands the pain of natural disasters and the long road to recovery. Today's mission reinforces Ghana's commitment to humanitarian response, disaster recovery and reconstruction, and South-South cooperation, Pan-African and Afro-Caribbean solidarity. I commend the Ghana Armed Forces for their professionalism, for their discipline, and their readiness to serve not only at home, but anywhere in the world duty calls. This mission is not a combat mission. It is a mission of compassion, skill, and service.
So, Maxwell, we just had the president speak there. We know that he's currently in Ho. Why is he there?
Well, he's in Ho today to break ground for construction to begin on the Oxygen City housing project in Ho. Now, this project is going to be spearheaded by the Tema Development Corporation under the Ministry of Works and Housing, and is expected to ease the housing needs of people in the Volta region. And so the sword cutting ceremony is happening today. President Mahama has arrived in the region to do that. The housing project, we're told, is designed to contain apartments, townhouses, parking slots, commercial spaces, a golf course, and leisure facilities.
Maxwell Agbaba, thank you so much for that update. Uncollected refuse is piling up across several communities in Accra as waste management companies say they cannot operate efficiently because government has failed to clear arrears owed them for more than a year. The situation persists despite a one-week sanitation exercise announced by government, with residents warning conditions remain dire as the festive season approaches. Listen to some residents in Accra express concern over the deteriorating sanitation situation on the Super Morning Show.
Heaps of rubbish in my neighborhood. They burn it. We can't breathe. I've gone to the assembly and written to them to no avail.
When you are from Liberia camp, the last overhead before you get to Kaswa, on your right, that is when you are coming from Central Region. Any vehicle that is the truck vehicle that brings passengers to Kaswa, they go and turn there and they turn the place as a bomber. So as I'm talking to you now, last week I was there taking car to Accra and I saw one vehicle. So when they approached them, they wanted to beat me. There were people that nobody came to my aid, so I asked them to go.
There are some Muslims around, when you are from Bawku, around the railway. You should do well to clear those people from that area. They will start creating rubbish around that area.
Now, on the floor of Parliament, Chair of the Sanitation Committee, Oti Bless, has also raised concerns about inadequate waste management personnel, warning that the situation could worsen without urgent intervention.
We are doing our best, we are trying our best, but it also lies on the citizen because sometimes the people are here. I mean, after doing everything clean, we'll go back and people will just dump their refuse anyhow. And so this is some of the issues, the challenges we are facing. And so the task force, we are going to work 24 hours a day. We've asked the MMDC.
Let's now listen to the chairman of the Sanitation Committee, Oti Bless. Now, we apologize for bringing you that wrong answer. Let's go on the phone lines and speak to the Executive Secretary of the Environmental Service Providers Association, Ofori. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time here on the Midday News. Now, how much does government owe you in arrears? Do we have Ofori on the line? Hello, Madam Ofori. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time here on the Midday News. I'm asking how much government owes you in arrears, if you can hear me. Unfortunately, we cannot speak to the Executive Secretary of the Environmental Service Providers Association, Ofori. But let's go back to the story related to this. And on the floor of Parliament, the Chair of the Sanitation Committee, Oti Bless, raised concerns about inadequate waste management personnel, warning that the situation could worsen without urgent intervention.
When we went round we've noticed that the issues and the challenges were virtually the same in almost all the regions that we've touched base. And one of the critical challenges we found out in almost all the MMDAs visited was that almost every district assembly, metropolitan, municipal, and district assembly is lacking technical staff. There is inadequate environmental service staff in almost all the MMDAs. Mr. Speaker, fortunately, a few weeks ago, we had the opportunity to meet with the Environmental Health Workers Association here in Parliament. And the issues they brought forward were serious. So, Mr. Speaker, as the chairman of the committee, I want to call on this House and the government to try as much as possible post all the environmental service graduates across the country.
Let's stay on sanitation-related matters, and my colleague Fatal Bayaga is with the Greater Accra Regional Minister Lindo Klu as part of a one-week sanitation enforcement exercise across the region. Fatal, where have you visited so far?
So, we visited about 4 municipal assemblies. Now we are at the Dekotofo Municipal Assembly, where the minister is interacting with the MC and other officials of the assembly. So, in fact, today what they've done is that they've come out in their numbers to clean the highways along this particular, municipality. In fact, they say this is very critical in keeping the city clean, particularly ahead of the Christmas season. The minister said that they are going to take stricter measures to ensure that the city of Accra is clean.
We are informing Ghanaians to stop purchasing food that is being displayed direct on the ground. And not just only direct on the ground, but people who display for sale on the roadside. Because it is not even good for the person who is even buying. Because if you are standing buying, your life is at stake. In Kumasi, we saw what happened at KJP. And we are not anticipating that something should happen like that at Bawku Market. We know that Bawku Market is one of the biggest food hubs in Accra. But there is a market center inside. When you go inside to buy a food stuff, you buy food stuff. But when you buy the food stuff by the roadside, the wholesomeness of the food is being contaminated by the dust. Then essentially the dust that is falling on the food products in and out. Because the road there is so dusty. It is not sound.
So, Fatal, if you're still with me, you've been speaking to some of the traders and residents in the 4 municipal assemblies you visited. What did they tell you?
So basically, they're saying that some of their colleagues, sometimes they drop the refuse anyhow, and this is because they are not stricter monitoring measures by the various municipal assemblies, and they are calling on the authorities to do that or to implement that in order to ensure that the city is clean. In fact, some of them said that this is the capital of the country, and it needs to be kept clean all the time.
Thank you very much, Fatal Bayaga, for that update. We can now go to our earlier story and speak to the Executive Secretary for the Environmental Service Providers Association, Ofori. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time on the Midday News. How much does government owe you? Fortunately, we cannot talk to Ofori. You're listening to the Midday News on Joy 99.7 FM. We are back with more stories, including sports.
It's the Joy FM Family Party in the Pack 2025. On 26 December, we're taking over the Ofori Botanical Gardens from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. for a full day of non-stop vibe.
Bring the kids. Bring everyone who still owes you Christmas chicken, because we have everything lined up. Family cooking contests, sack races, dance battles, treasure hunts, and a list of wild, wholesome fun that will have your family screaming.
And if you get hungry, the Ghana Food Village is ready to serve flavor in every bite, while the Daddy's Corner brings you authentic high life and Jama magic with the legendary Kwan Pa Band. Ghana's finest DJs spinning hit after hit with the one and only Kwabena. And the boys, Dope Nation. Plus, lots of other great performers turning the stage into musical flames.
Joy FM Family Party in the Park, 26th December at the Bray Botanical Gardens. Come, let's make memories that last a lifetime.
Get your tickets from the front desk of Joy FM for only 300 Ghana cedis for a family of 6. Or dial *725 *3404#. The Joy FM Family Party in the Park is powered by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and sponsored by Gino, Truly Cares, Frytol, you deserve a life of goodness, Jama Detergent Powder, your partner for clean clothes, M-Ticket, travel smart, travel seamlessly, and Numansa Beach Resort, Elmina, where Accra comes to breathe, Doormaster, the best indoors, Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app, Bawku, Services Bebre, and Koa Natural Juice, a 100% cocoa fruit juice.
Hello? Hello, Auntie Abena. You won't believe what just happened. Grandma received her 4 TV. 4 TVs? Yes, 4.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm not able to.
It's like a scandal now. You are using it to spread grandma like that.
Spread grandma?
4 TVs, 2 fridges, microwave, Abba. Why? You want to open an electrical shop for her?
Hey, no. Eh? It's a regular 100 cities I send her.
Call grandma.
Call grandma.
Hello? Hey, Grandma. So who is buying all those stuff for
the luckiest? If they told me 5 times right here.
Yes, so with the luckiest, anytime you buy tickets up to 100 cities, whether small or at once, you are guaranteed to win a free gift. TV sets, fridges, hampers, airtime, cash. Freebies they drop like rain. Remember to dial *712#, choose option 4 and follow the prompt. With the luckiest, everybody gets to win something.
If I win, you win.
You're welcome back to the Midday News. It's time for us to do sport, and I have Mubarak here. What's the latest?
Yes, well, Ghana has been officially confirmed as host of the 24th African Senior Athletics Championships, scheduled to take place at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. The continental event will run from the 12th to the 17th of May 2026, following approval from the Ministry for Sport and Recreation and the Confederation of African Athletics. The competition will bring together the continent's top athletes and officials in Accra in the chase for glory. Back to you, Pearl.
Thank you very much, Mibara. Let's take you to Parliament. And the minority there is demanding the immediate dismissal of Lands and Natural Resources Minister Emmanuel Amakufibua, accusing him of mismanaging the lithium deal with Barari DV. According to the group, when the minister presented the deal before the House, he defended its terms and insisted it was a much better offer. Speaking on behalf of the NPP minority, Old Tafu NP Vincent Eko Asifwa berated the minister for flip-flopping on the deal. Let's take you live to the House now and get more from our correspondent, Kweku Asante. Kweku, have we gotten any response from the minority on this issue? Well, we'll move away from Parliament and then bring you other stories on our climate focus series. And Ghana's cocoa farmers are rewriting a story that once linked cocoa to the loss of forests. Thanks to the Red Plus initiative, farmers are planting more trees, earning more money and protecting the land that sustains them. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin has more in today's Climate Focus series.
Walks through her farm with a smile she didn't have a few years ago.
The total one is 4.5 acres. For the beginning, there's no Red Plus, even 2.5 bars. But now I can harvest even 20 bars full year.
Her secret is simple, trees, and she is not alone.
I have emery. As you can see, it is all emery. If you go here, you can see they're full of emery trees. There's no trees again. They taught us that it gives us a good air and climate change also. So it helps us. So we can do it, and we are doing it also.
Across Ghana, thousands of farmers are now learning that growing cocoa under shade trees protects the environment and boosts income. For decades, cocoa farming was one of the biggest drivers of deforestation, but the Red Plus initiative is changing that story.
Climate Focus is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging gaps for positive youth development, and the Climate Development Knowledge Network.
Now, heavy shopping activities gradually gathering pace with less than 10 days to Christmas as crowds flood Accra's Makola market for shopping, driven largely by relatively stable prices of key goods. Now, despite a slow start to the season, traders are hopeful of stronger sales in the days ahead. Edna Garima and Michelle Latte were at the market and report.
It's just 8 days to Christmas, and already many are in the markets to shop as they prepare for a memorable season. Here at the Makola market, shopping is beginning to pick up even as both traders and shoppers share mixed reactions ahead of the festive season. Some traders who spoke to Joy News say prices of essential Christmas items are relatively lower than last year, a development they attribute partly to government efforts at stabilizing the economy and easing the cost of living.
I sell clothes. Since I arrived, most traders have reduced their prices. The market is better than it was last year.
Bahama, we are grateful. Everything is going on well. People are buying our goods and will truly enjoy this Christmas.
While admitting that sales are yet to meet expectations, some traders remain optimistic that business will improve from next week as families step up preparations for Christmas.
Business hasn't been going well. We are about to celebrate Christmas. We remain hopeful that from next week, the Lord will glorify Himself. We are looking up to God.
This year, market has been slow. However, we are hopeful that God will once good children vacate, the Christmas season will truly begin. When that happens, everything should be fine.
Although sales have not yet peaked, the mood among traders is cautiously optimistic, with expectations that the traditional last-minute Christmas rush will soon set in.
Now, preparations are already in full swing at the Abri Botanical Gardens as organizers of Joy FM's Family Party in the Park move to transform the serene space into a vibrant hub of music, family-friendly entertainment and festive celebration. The annual event promises a full day of fun for patrons of all ages, reinforcing its reputation as one of the most anticipated events of the year. My colleague, let's cross over to our reporter on the ground, Michelle Ajiku. Michelle, what can you report from the Abri Botanical Gardens?
Right, so right here from the Abri Botanical Garden, even as excitement and anticipation builds up towards the Joy FM Family Party in the park, I can say for a fact that plans and preparations are far advanced for the family party in the park. Today, the organizers have been on site carrying out their final coordination meetings ahead of the event, and discussions today have focused on allocating setup areas, tightening up the security arrangements and putting health and safety measures in place to ensure that come 26th of December, when our visitors come in, there's going to be a smooth and safe experience for families on that particular day.
Michelle Ajikum, thank you so much for that update. And the event is on the 26th of December. And that's how we end the Midday News. My name is Ofori. Thank you so much for listening.